They didn't just embarrass CM Punk, they destroyed him. And the most terrifying part? Roman Reigns didn't even have to get his hands dirty this time because Obafemi did it for him. Right there. Backstage. After Raw went off the air. While the cameras were still warm and the crowd was still buzzing in the parking lot. And WWE doesn't want you talking about this. They don't want this going viral. They want this buried. So if you're watching this right now, I need you to do one thing: share this video immediately, because by the time you're done watching, your jaw is going to be on the floor and you are going to be furious. Segment 1: setting the scene. Let's go back to this past Monday Night Raw. On paper, it looked like a standard night. The card was set, the promos were scripted, the usual WWE machine rolling forward like it always does. But underneath the surface, there was tension. Real, thick, suffocating tension that the cameras couldn't fully capture, but the people backstage absolutely felt. CM Punk came into this Raw with a point to prove. You all know what's been going on. The politics, the heat, the whisper campaigns against him. Punk has never been the guy who shuts up and falls in line, and that's exactly why certain people in that locker room cannot stand him. He walked in Monday with his head high, his gear crisp, ready to do what he's always done: steal the show, speak his truth, and remind the world why he is the best in the world. But somebody else also walked into that building with an agenda. And that somebody answers to Roman Reigns. Segment 2: introducing Obafemi. Now let's talk about Obafemi, because if you're not fully up to speed on who this man is and what his role is in this entire ecosystem, you need to pay close attention right now. Obafemi is not just some random member of the Bloodline. He is a weapon. He is Roman Reigns' most calculated, most cold-blooded enforcer. And what makes him so dangerous isn't just his size or his physical presence, it's the fact that he operates in the shadows. He doesn't come for you on camera where there are witnesses and replays and fan phones rolling. He waits. He plans. He strikes when the moment is perfect and when the damage will be maximum. And Monday night? The moment was perfect. Roman Reigns knew exactly what he was doing when he pointed Obafemi in CM Punk's direction. Think about it. Roman has been a step ahead of everyone for years. He doesn't make impulsive moves. Every single thing he does is calculated, deliberate, and ruthless. So when he gave Obafemi the green light backstage at Raw, that wasn't rage. That wasn't emotion. That was cold, surgical strategy. He wanted to send Punk a message that no promo, no title match, no WrestleMania moment could erase. You don't belong here. And we will remind you of that whenever we want. Segment 3: what happened backstage. Now here is where it gets real. Here is what went down after the show went off the air. According to multiple sources close to the situation, people inside that building, people who saw this unfold with their own eyes, CM Punk was walking through the backstage corridor heading toward his locker room. The show had just ended. The adrenaline was still high. Crew members were breaking down the set, talent was scattered everywhere winding down, the chaos of post-show was in full effect. And that's exactly when Obafemi appeared. Not with a camera crew, not with a referee, not with any of the theatrical fanfare that professional wrestling normally wraps around its confrontations. This was raw. This was real. This was the kind of backstage interaction that sends shockwaves through an entire locker room for weeks. Words were exchanged. Heated, personal, venomous words. And Obafemi, clearly operating with Roman Reigns' blessing, if not his direct instruction, made it crystal clear to CM Punk that the Bloodline's reach extends far beyond what happens under those bright arena lights. That there is no safe space for Punk in this company. That the moment he thinks he's untouchable is the moment he gets reminded of exactly how touchable he really is. And Punk, to his credit, did not back down. But here's the thing: when you're one man and the entire Bloodline machine is positioned against you, courage alone doesn't protect you. Roman Reigns didn't build his empire on courage. He built it on numbers, on loyalty, on making sure his enemies are always outnumbered, outmaneuvered, and outpolitic before the first punch is ever thrown. That's what happened Monday night. Punk walked into a trap he didn't even know had been set. Segment 4: Roman's master plan. Let's be real about something that a lot of people in this community are afraid to say out loud. Roman Reigns is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. And I know some of you are going to get in the comments and say Roman is done, Roman's time has passed, Roman needs to step aside, but look at what just happened. Look at what he orchestrated from what many assumed was a position of reduced power. He didn't have to show up. He didn't have to cut a single promo. He didn't have to put his body on the line or risk a single defeat on camera. He simply activated Obafemi. And in doing so, he reminded every single person in that locker room, and more importantly, he reminded CM Punk that the Tribal Chief's table is still standing. The head of the table has not left. He has simply upgraded his methods. This is what true backstage power looks like in WWE. It's not always the person holding the title belt. It's the person who can make things happen without being in the room. And Roman Reigns just proved again that he can destabilize CM Punk's entire WWE run without breaking a sweat. Think about what this does to Punk psychologically. He came back to WWE to reclaim his legacy, to shake off the ghosts of his first run, the walkouts, the controversies, the pipe bomb fallout. He wanted a clean slate, a triumphant return, and instead, he's right back in the middle of bloodline politics, right back in the crosshairs of the most powerful faction in WWE history. And this time, Roman has more tools, more allies, and more motivation. Segment 5: The Locker Room Reaction. Now, here's another layer to this story that is absolutely chilling when you think about it. The backstage locker room reaction to what happened between Obafemi and CM Punk has reportedly been one of silence. Not the kind of silence that comes from people not caring, the kind of silence that comes from people being afraid. Roster members saw what happened. Some of them were close enough to witness the confrontation, and not a single person stepped in. Not a single colleague stood beside Punk in that moment. And that tells you everything about the current political climate inside WWE. Roman Reigns has cultivated a locker room culture where crossing the bloodline is simply not something sane people do voluntarily. Even the most beloved, most established performers keep their distance when Roman draws a line, because everyone has seen what happens to the people who end up on the wrong side of that line. Careers stall, pushes disappear, opportunities evaporate. You don't have to be physically destroyed, you can be professionally erased. And Roman Reigns is the master architect of that kind of quiet, devastating erasure. CM Punk has no allies in that locker room right now, and Roman Reigns knows that. Obafemi knows that. And if Punk doesn't figure it out soon, this is going to get significantly worse before it gets better. Segment 6: What this means going forward. So where does this go from here? Because I know that's what you really want to know. What is WWE going to do with this? Are they going to address it on television? Are they going to turn this into an on-screen storyline? Or is this one of those situations where what happens backstage stays backstage and the public never gets the full story? Here's my honest assessment. Roman Reigns returning to a more active role, particularly one that puts him on a direct collision course with CM Punk, is now more likely than it has been at any point in the last several months. The backstage incident was not random, it was a message. And messages like that don't come without follow-through. What Obafemi delivered on Monday night was a declaration. Roman Reigns is not content to sit on the sidelines while CM Punk positions himself as the face of this new WWE era. Roman built that era. He carried this company for years through a global pandemic, through empty arenas, through the most difficult period in WWE history. And he is not about to let someone waltz in, get showered in praise, and act like the throne is theirs for the taking. If CM Punk wants to be the best in the world in this version of WWE, he is going to have to go through Roman Reigns. And based on everything we just saw Monday night backstage, Roman is more than ready for that fight. He's been planning for it. Closing call to action. I need you to tell me in the comments right now, whose side are you on? Is CM Punk walking into a war he simply cannot win? Or is this finally the moment where someone dethrones the tribal chief once and for all? Drop your take below. Argue with somebody. Get loud. Because that is what Ring Rumble 1 is all about. If this video woke something up in you, if your blood is boiling right now, smash that like button, share this with every wrestling fan you know, and subscribe if you're not already part of this family. We cover the stories WWE doesn't want going viral, and trust me, there is so much more coming. Stay locked in. Ring Rumble 1, we don't do surface level, we go deep. Peace. Use a dramatic music bed under the hook and segment transitions. Add text overlays on key names: Obafemi, Roman Reigns, CM Punk. Pause dramatically before reveals for engagement spikes in retention.